Hello and welcome to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. And today I am here with Meghan Schafer from Horizons for Homeless Children. And they have a lot going on, and she's here to talk to us about it. How are you doing today, Meghan?
I am fabulous. How are yourself?
I am great. It's not raining, so it's a great day.
That is true. Always look on the bright side.
All right. Horizon for Homeless Children. You guys have been around for a long time. Just give the audience a little background of Horizon for Homeless Children for those that don't know about the organization.
Glad to. Horizons for Homeless Children was started in 1988 in the greater Boston area. We had some members of Bright Horizons, which does corporate childcare, looking for a way to give back that wasn't being done. So they found that specifically helping young children before school age who are experiencing homelessness was something that really didn't exist back then. So they started the Playspace Program, which is what we do in Lynn right now, which involves having volunteers go into local homeless shelters. We design and build a playroom with toys and materials, and then have the volunteers do awesome healing play for the children living there.
Mm-hmm.
We also do early education care for our children in the greater Boston area at our brand new agency headquarters. And then we do family support services of workshops and supports for the parents of the kids that we get to play with.
How has it been the past year or so? We had the pandemic and everything. So many organizations went through a little struggle during that period. How was it for your organization during the pandemic? Or
It
the
was
height of the
tough.
pandemic, I should say.
Yes, absolutely. It was tough. We ended all of our in-person programming in March of 2020 and went completely to virtual. So we started to transition to doing online play sessions as much as possible. I actually started to star in my own YouTube show with a puppet to try and get kids engaged, which was
Yeah.
super fun. We brought food to the families to make sure that they had the food they needed, and we brought toys and play activity booklets to help the parents connect with the children.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very much a unique and new way for us to work with the kids, but we actually took it as an opportunity to kind of reflect and change it up. And we started to not only support the children, but change in the play space program to support the parents as well by designing and creating new parent support workshops to help them, because we know, if our volunteers can't be there to play, their parents are really always their best play partners. So we want to make sure they have all the tools they need to have a great play experience with the kids. So it was tough. Luckily, starting in July, we were able to start slowly opening our early education care centers. And then starting this March of 2021, we started with outdoor play space shifts at our shelters, and we're slowly moving back to our indoor playrooms right now.
How did you guys see the difference with the children when they returned? Did you guys know, did your organization notice a difference in just the children from not being able to be outside and play for such a long time, and then coming back when you guys open up the space again for them to come and play?
Absolutely. There was definitely some differences seen. For the families who are living in shelter, a lot of them, they had to quarantine in their room. So the entire family basically spent months at a time in one room. I mean, that's just overwhelming to even think about. And so this really impacted their ability to use a lot of their big gross muscles, their arms, their legs, their necks weren't being used a lot because they were in such small spaces they couldn't run around. They didn't have access to as many toys because, again, you're in a small room, you have little space, you don't necessarily have the ability to have extra stuff around. So when they came back to us, they definitely needed one-on-one attention. They needed someone different in their lives to really pay attention to them, to care for them, to help them to really re-engage with the world again and feel safe doing that. So we really tried to lower our ratios and make sure we had more volunteers around now for each child to be able to have those interactions, and be patient and let that re-socialization slowly happen at their pace and at their speed.
And as this year has progressed, what are some things that you've noticed yourself about having them back doing activities? What were some takeaways what were some takeaways that you had?
It has been wonderful to see the kids start to bounce back and to be themselves again, to see the smile on their faces, the joy when they see the volunteers coming in. I have 2 and 3-year-olds who can't tell time yet, but they are standing at the windowsill waiting for our volunteers to come in every Tuesday at 6 o'clock when they're coming, because they so look forward to that time well, that's kid time. That's time when they don't have to worry about anything else happening in their lives, that they can just be a kid for a couple hours. And
Hmm.
so this is really a chance for them to learn and grow through the play they're doing. For example, now that they're starting to be able to build with Legos again and build block towers, they may get knocked over, but they learn that they can build it back up again, maybe even better the next time, and learn
Hmm.
hope and resiliency from simple like blocks. And
Mm.
being able to bring that learning and that type of healing and hope to their young lives has really helped them to start to open up and reconnect with the world, and really start to prepare for a lot of them is going back into school in person this fall, which is going to be another big change for them after so
Mhm.
long of being out of school, being around all those people again. And we consider our shifts as kind of the starting point for that,
Yeah.
starting to be around other kids and then moving in that direction.
Yeah, definitely. And you talked about it briefly about volunteers and how the children look forward to seeing the volunteers. And right now, there's a need. You guys have a call for volunteers that you need. So can you talk to us a little about that?
I would love to. Thank you so much. So, here in Lynn, we have a need for volunteers to join us on weekday evenings, Monday through Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. You'd be committing to 1 hour a week, same day and same time each week. So, Tuesdays at 6 o'clock every week, you'd come to a local shelter. You'd engage and play with the kids for a couple hours. And you don't need any special skills or talents. You just need to know how to play. And well, we've all been children before. So, luckily, hopefully we've all had a chance to play and can bring that with the kids, whether it's
Mhm.
coloring in a coloring book, reading a story, whether it's throwing a ball around. That's what these kids need access to. So we will train you and give you everything you need to be successful. And we
Mhm.
actually have an upcoming training coming up on August 25th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. And good news, you can do it right from home. They're online right now, so you can do
Mhm.
it from wherever you're at to learn more about us and how you can join us and really make an impact on some great kids.
And as one of in your press release that you guys said over 90 homeless shelters across Massachusetts count on volunteers, especially over and the children living in over 90 homeless shelters, I should say, count on volunteers. You know, that is definitely so important because kids always need somebody to look up to. You know, even if it's for a brief moment, and when they see a consistent face, then that brings a little more, you know, no matter what's happening in their life, that brings some type of enthusiasm or just a brief moment of happiness for them, even just seeing the person consistently making that commitment to come see them once a week.
I love that you brought up that consistency, because that is the key, really, the magic of our program. I think the toys are awesome, the spaces are awesome, but that consistent relationship, that's the key magic.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely, because you know they get attached. It's that attachment that they get, and then if you're there and then you just randomly stop, it just you could tell it makes a difference in how they just start interacting with other volunteers or even interacting with their peers as well.
Yeah, yes, they really learn to rely on you, which is why we really ask for a weekly commitment every single week for at least 6 months for our volunteers to really make sure that commitment and that consistency is in the lives of the children.
What is the process in feeling the volunteers? Can you tell us the process?
Yeah, so our volunteers, if you're interested in joining us, will fill out a quick application on our website, horizonschildren.org/application. Then you'll sign up for a one-time new volunteer orientation like that one coming up on August 25th. There you'll learn everything from how to play with the kids, what ages and stages are like, what's it like to be in a homeless shelter, and everything you need to know. Then after that, we'll do a quick background check on everyone to make sure you're safe,
Hmm.
ask for a couple written references, and you're in playing with the kids before you know it. Whole process usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks, beginning to end to complete, before you get a chance to be with the kids and have a wonderful time.
Hmm.
And don't worry, if you're not as experienced with kids as other people, we do have ongoing optional opportunities to continue to your learning and growing with your when you're with us.
Yeah, and also the training that you said on August 25th, that will be the second training of this month because you guys did have a training the beginning of this month on
We
August
did.
4th. So is that something, is that pretty normal, two trainings a month for new volunteers?
Yes, we try to do two a month, usually one online and one in person.
Mm.
So we will have more coming up in September and October if you're just not quite there yet. So anytime you're ready to join us, there's always an opportunity within a couple weeks to hop on an orientation and get involved in the fun.
Okay, I don't know if you have the answer, but is there a reason why there's such a high need in Lynn for volunteers?
Yeah, and I would say it's not unique to Lynn. We need volunteers in many different communities
Hmm.
right now, but the reason is, you know, there are many causes to homelessness. It's a very complex issue, but especially in Massachusetts, one of the leading causes is the cost of rent in our state. You
Hmm.
know, with the cost of rent, if you're making minimum wage right now, the average two-bedroom apartment, you're going to need to make at least $35 an hour or work 110 hours a week to be able to adequately afford that. I
Hmm.
mean, maybe in a two-parent hold, you can work hard and you can make that work, but think about if you're a single parent,
Hmm.
that's nearly impossible. And now with the pandemic happening and people losing their source of income for many reasons related to the pandemic, there's just so many more families in need that we want to help and serve and make sure that they can have a bright future ahead of them.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a good point that you hit on because there is so many single parents out there trying to make things work, and it's it's they're at work the majority of the time, and they don't got much time to spend with their children. So that's definitely a great point right there. For more info, please let the audience know for those interested how to contact you on and also all the social media pages and website.
Absolutely. So please, you can reach out to us anytime at our website, horizonschildren.org. You can also give me a call anytime at 774-260-2612. You can check us out on Facebook, Horizons for Homeless Children, or on Instagram at Horizons for Homeless Children as well. And we're also tweeting at HHC Tweets. So any way you want to connect with us, we would love to connect with you. You can volunteer, you can donate time, you can donate goods and materials from our wish list, or you can just find out ways to learn more about the issue and the cause. Don't know if you're aware of this, but there were actually more than 20,000 infants, toddlers, and preschoolers alone in Massachusetts this past year who experienced homelessness. It's a growing issue. It's something most people aren't aware of. So we want to just make sure people are aware of it and understand it's in every community across our state.
All right, Megan, well, thank you for all that information. Thank you for coming on, taking the time to tell us about the need for volunteers and to tell us about the organization. You guys are doing great work. We really appreciate it.
We appreciate the support. Thank you so much for letting me be here.
Not a problem. You guys have been watching the Lynn Lowdown. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.